Alright, it's a lovely Saturday morning. Got this stuff back from the sandblaster this week. I had to hustle, didn't have time to video it, and got it primed, at least on the outside. I've got to put some PR15 on the backside, so I'm going to do that today. There's a few things I ought to do that I discovered before I do that. One is, I've mentioned before I did this work when I was 14. I hit a little hole right there with some Bondo when I was 14. I ought to fix that. There's one hole right there, a little hole right there, and a dent there. And then over here on the door, I put Bondo like crazy on it. Probably because I warped the crap out of it when I was sandblasting. Anyways, gotta fix all that stuff. But it's Labor Day weekend. Got some family in town, so probably won't get time to do much videoing. But you know me, I gotta do something. A little bit. You can see evidence of old bodywork. Of files where somebody hammered and dollied stuff out and filed it a little bit. I think I'm going to weld those holes shut. There were turn signals there. Right here, I'm pretty sure I did that. I brazed the holes shut. Didn't do a very good job. Warped the heck out of the metal on both of them. Hey, that's what happens when you're 14 learning stuff. Just now, everybody waits till they're in their 40s to fix it. Oh, and I got a wicked wheel in the mail for the turbo. So for this weekend, I got family and we're doing stuff, but I'd like to get everything painted on the backside and get that turbo at least together. And I bought some weatherproof connectors for the harness, but we'll see how far we get. Alright, I got the insides all painted one coat. The Powerstroke, bottoms of the running boards, the inside of the hood, the fenders. I'm going to let that dry and put a second coat on it pretty soon. It'll be good. That stuff won't rust no more. I got some body work to do on that stuff though. But I'm not going to tackle that at the moment. I'm going to concentrate my efforts on getting the engine buttoned up. So that I can finish the body work on the cab, paint it, and bolt it down for the last time. Look here, somebody, and it weren't me, scratched the heck out of that. That's the price you pay, I guess. Alright, let me go do some stuff. Alright, second coat is applied. We don't need to get too in-depth on it, do we? I got some runs on the outside, but that's alright. I still got to sand and sand and sand. So, you know, the goal is accomplished, sandblasted, and they are saved for when I can get to the body work. Got to do a little body work. Not much, just a little. Look how nice these fenders are. 1946. There's some bad brazing I did back in the day when I was like 14. Alright, now I'm going to transition to working on a turbo. Maybe I'll make it a separate video. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see what happens. Alright, while the paint's drying, I'm going to work on a turbo. And first thing I'm going to do is we're going to delete this exhaust back pressure valve. So I'm going to grind them rivets off right there. and knock that business out of the way. And then we're going to see about how to delete this. I've seen on some line somewhere where people take this apart and put a pipe plug there, but it seems like if the engine's got to build a lot of oil to fill that, it takes a little longer to get to where it needs to be at the turbo. I don't know. Let me mull that over. Maybe we'll cut that business off and weld up the holes, but let's just see what happens here. You know, sometimes I engineer as I go along. Alright, I done ground one rivet off. Still got that one to go. And I've been using this little thing that I bought at Harbor Freight for like $29, which has very poor threads on its fitting and leaks like crazy. That's what you get when you buy the cheap stuff. So there ain't no use to complain. Alright, I'm going to grind that other one off. Knock them rivets out, and the flapper should be out of there. Then this should fall on out the bottom, I think. Alright, I ground the head off the rivets and I whacked it right there to show me where they were here. And then just take a punch, drive them out. Don't drive them too hard because you don't want to get into the exhaust wheel. Must be fitting to make a wiring project somewheres, huh?
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess.
Alright. What is it, a train?
Yeah. It's not going fast enough, so I found a bunch of those things where you hook up more power and make it go faster. So I'm going to hook a bunch of those together.
Alright, don't blow yourself up.
I won't. Hopefully.
I remember doing that when I was a young'un. Actually, he's doing it on my old train from when I was a young'un. Anyways, what was I doing? I was getting this flapper out of here. Now this thing comes right out when you get the flapper off it. And then this comes right out. And then we'll just blow everything out nice and clean. Or maybe use the vacuum cleaner. And then I'll put a plug in the bottom hole. I'll show that. Maybe I got one. I hope I do. Alright, that's where I need to put the plug in. It looks like it's a 3/4 inch I need. And I ain't got one. I got a 15/16. So anyway, I'm going to call down the parts store and see if they got one. If they got one, I think I need to drill that hole a little deeper. Because that ain't very deep for a soft plug to fit and stay, because it'd be bad news if it fell out, wouldn't it? I could weld it shut, I suppose, but is that cast iron or is that ductile? I don't know. Alright, well, I called down the parts store, but surprise, surprise, they ain't got one. But there is one in a store, another store 20 miles away, so I think I'm gonna just save my gas and time. And I'm going to tap that sucker out to a 1/4 inch pipe thread and put a 1/4 inch pipe plug in it and call it good. I'm sure there's a Primitive Pete video somewhere that says not to never do this. But that's the way it is. I'm doing it. You know, it's easier on me. Alright. It's tapped out. I got a little 1/4 inch pipe plug I salvaged out of something somewhere sometime, and I'm going to thread that right in there like so. Tighten it up, take a center punch and stake it in a little bit, and that'll be better than the soft plug. Alright, that part's done, and I used old parts so it don't even look like I done it. Alright, now to eliminate that, do flicker. Alright, I just removed the snap ring out of there. If you don't believe it, right there it is. I think you just push that plunger out. Look at there, it'll just fall right apart. Maybe I need to take that off there. Or maybe I just need to tap it through. Anyway, I'll figure it out and let you know what happened. Alright, so it just tapped right through. Now what I'm going to do is take some air and figure out where all these oil ports go. All I need is this. I don't need none of this stuff. Let me do a little research here. Alright, here's what I did. I took my Sawzall and I cut that piece off. Right there it is. And probably in hindsight I would have cut it a little different so I wouldn't have such a big old slot there. Because that goes from the main oil port, oil feed, to the turbo. So I'm going to attempt to weld that up with my oxygen acetylene torch. I need to weld them holes shut and maybe plug that one, but I'm not really great at welding aluminum with that, but let's see what happens here. Alright, I welded it with the torch and some filler rod and some aluminum flux. I think it's good. It's ugly, but you know, some stuff I can do pretty, some stuff I can't, and you get to see it all. Leave hate comments below. Alright, there it is. That's not the prettiest welding you ever saw, by no means, but I think it's stuck good. It's a little bit tricky doing with a torch. It's probably tricky to do with a TIG welding machine, but I never tried that. I think it'll hold. One thing about it, I'll know when I try to fire it up. Alright, you can laugh if you want to, but I went ahead and mixed up some JB weld and smeared over there just in case. I'm pretty confident it wouldn't have leaked, but I'd have sure been aggravated if it did. So I think that'll seal her off good. I think it's sealed off good anyways, but a little insurance. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm digging myself a hole.